The alarm bells are ringing. Climate change is no longer a distant threat. It's our present reality. Global temperatures have already risen by 1.2 degrees Celsius, above pre-industrial levels. This warming is fueling extreme weather events with alarming frequency and intensity. We see it in the devastating wildfires, the catastrophic floods, and the record-breaking heat waves making headlines around the world. The science is clear. We are living in a code red for humanity. The year 2024 alone witnessed 27 climate-related disasters in the United States, each exceeding $1 billion in losses. This alarming figure starkly contrasts with the average of 9 such events per year from 1980 to 2024. The economic toll is staggering, exceeding $300 billion annually worldwide. But the human cost, lives lost, homes destroyed, and communities displaced, is immeasurable. We can no longer afford to be bystanders. The urgency of the climate crisis demands action, and it demands it now. While global efforts to mitigate climate change are crucial, it's equally vital for individuals to adapt to the changes already underway. Our collective future depends on our ability to build resilience and adapt to this new reality. This isn't just about protecting our planet, it's about safeguarding our own lives and the well-being of generations to come. Personal climate adaptation refers to the proactive steps individuals take to protect themselves, their families, and their communities from the impacts of climate change. It's about recognizing that climate change is a local issue, even if it's a global problem. The effects of climate change are not uniform. They vary depending on geographic location, socioeconomic conditions, and other factors. Adaptation is about taking personal responsibility for our resilience. It's about acknowledging that while we need systemic change, we also have the agency to make a difference in our own lives. This might involve making our homes more resilient to extreme weather, adopting healthier lifestyles to cope with rising temperatures, or becoming more financially secure in the face of climate-related economic shocks. It's about taking action today to safeguard our tomorrow. The impacts of climate change extend far beyond the environment. They are deeply intertwined with human health and well-being. Rising temperatures are leading to an increase in heat-related illnesses, particularly among vulnerable populations such as the elderly and those with pre-existing health conditions. Extreme weather events can cause injuries, displacement, and mental health issues, including anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder. Furthermore, climate change can exacerbate existing social and economic inequalities. For example, low-income communities often lack the resources to adapt to climate impacts, making them more vulnerable to displacement and economic hardship. The World Health Organization estimates that climate change will cause an additional 250,000 deaths annually between 2030 and 2050. The economic burden of climate change is also immense. Increased insurance claims due to climate disasters, damage to infrastructure, and lost productivity all contribute to the economic toll. Section 4. Building a resilient future, practical steps for adaptation. While the challenges posed by climate change are significant, there are concrete steps we can take to adapt and build resilience. Here are some practical strategies. Home adaptation by floodproofing. If you live in a flood-prone area, consider installing flood barriers, elevating critical utilities, and using flood-resistant materials. Energy efficiency. Improve your home's energy efficiency by adding insulation, upgrading to energy-efficient appliances, and installing solar panels. Water conservation. Install low-flow fixtures, collect rainwater, and landscape your yard with drought-tolerant plants. Health and wellness. Heat resilience. Stay hydrated, wear light-colored clothing, and seek air-conditioned spaces during extreme heat. Mental health. Seek support groups or therapy if you're experiencing climate anxiety or other mental health challenges. Sustainable diet. Reduce your carbon footprint by adopting a more plant-based diet. Financial planning. Climate risk insurance. Ensure you have adequate insurance coverage for climate-related risks, such as floods, wildfires, and hurricanes. Emergency savings. Build an emergency fund to cover expenses in case of a climate-related disaster. Community engagement are local adaptation groups. Join or form local groups to share information, resources, and support for climate adaptation efforts. By taking these steps, we can create a more resilient future for ourselves and our communities. Section 5. Resources and further action. Climate change is a complex and multifaceted challenge. Staying informed and accessing reliable resources is crucial for effective adaptation. Here are some valuable resources. Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC. The IPCC provides comprehensive assessments of the science, impacts, and potential responses to climate change. FEMA Adaptation Resources. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, offers resources on hazard mitigation, disaster preparedness, and climate resilience. Green Climate Fund. The Green Climate Fund supports developing countries in their efforts to adapt to climate change. Remember, adaptation is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. By staying informed, taking action, and supporting each other, we can navigate the challenges of climate change and build a more resilient and sustainable future.